Alright, spoiler warning if you have not watched the latest episode, you may want to not watch this video because I'm gonna be flooding this review with spoilers, like I always do. So, 2 seconds, go get caught up. Now, so the episode basically starts out with them at with this senator trying to start this little superhero alien registration act or whatnot, and trying to say like aliens don't belong here, aliens shit stinks, ours doesn't, blah 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 blah, and then and then oddly enough, an alien interferes with the rally. And then I was waiting for her to yell into the mic as the attack was occurring, like, "This is what I'm talking about. This bullshit right here." But it turns out that it's a white Martian. You know, the alien race that was responsible for the wipeout. You know, the Martian Manhunters, or John Jones's home planet, wiping out his entire planet, and his family included. Man, this is basically his episode, and I mean him reliving that. I mean, it's bad enough he relives that, like, probably in his nightmares and probably at least every day of his life. But for this to happen, it's like he's reliving it even worse, like much worse. And I think it's pretty cool how they're sort of going on with the Justice League episode when it wasn't just one, but it was an army of white Martians that came to Earth, and they took on the identities. They shape shifted into authority figures, and they fooled the Justice League, and then they set up a trap and they tried to take over the planet, etc., etc., etc. But in this one, I mean, there's only one, and he's trying to attack the senator, and oddly enough, we think she's safe. Supergirl saved her and whatnot. I mean, they're going back into the facility, but it turns out, that ain't her. That was the white Martian at the facility. I'm like, holy fuck. And when John was retelling the story of how he survived their attacks and how his family didn't, and how everyone else died, and when he told Alex that, I was about to tear up. I mean, I know why. I think I was getting ready to tear up when that happened, and I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I just want to give this dude a hug. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I mean, just reliving that, seeing him in agony, screaming out to his family, and seeing his people, just extinct. I mean, like, the extinction of the Martians, of the green Martians, and except for him. Wow, I mean, I can't imagine how that must feel. Superman, feels that way too, to some degree, because all of his people is gone as well. But I mean, the difference is, John Jones actually remembers his family. He was actually, his life was on Mars. And those fucking white walkers, white Martians. White Martians just came in and extinct the entire race. Oh my gosh. I'm trying not to see, doing this part of review is making me want to tear up. Get it together, Blasian, get it together. And then there's Kat's son, who comes into this episode, and they have an emotional, family drama. But personally, I find John telling Alex, the story of his family, how his family died and how he survived, much more depressing, million kajillion times more depressing than Kat's drama with her son. But they still have each other. I mean, Jean does not have his family anymore. Man, see, starting to tear up. Oh man, get it together. this story, I mean, this story in the DC comics, you know, like always tore me up. I'm like, man, this is like one of the saddest stories ever that DC's ever told. I mean, Martian Manhunter's origin story, like, oh my gosh. And then there's some many other versions, like, you know, DC animated movies and so on and so forth, where people feared him and then they would keep him locked away because he looked different and everything. I'm like, man, I feel bad for the guy. Like, what the fuck? But and then he decides to take on this white Martian. He was gonna kill that, you know, motherfucker. And he was gonna make sure, you know, Supergirl, you know, couldn't stop him because he had the kryptonite, you know, the kryptonite cuffs and everything. You know, he snapped her in there, and he was getting ready to kill her, and yet that didn't stop her from talking him out of it. Man, and then he's being held up in the facility. I'm gonna say he because, you know, I don't care if he took on the form of the senator. It's probably okay. Maybe he is a chick Martian. I don't know, but even so, either way, you know, they're holding it up in the facility and saying that the rest of its people will be coming for it, and thousands, millions. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, there's gonna come a point where you may have to kill them. I mean, you took care of one, but the potential of millions of them, oh my gosh. Ugh. I watched Justice League, and it's not pretty. It ain't pretty. And the episode ends where Kara and Alex are sitting there eating ice cream, and they're watching the news, and they see Supergirl on the news. And they're like, that's not you. You're here. What's that? Uh-oh. It's Bizarro Supergirl. I am really looking forward to that one. But in this episode, I'd give it a 7.5 or an 8 out of 1 to 10, one or the other, maybe a 7.5. I mean, they could have, you know, focused more on John Jones and like on this emotional roller coaster that he's going through, and how this you know, this impact that this is putting him through, just seeing one of those, you know, one of his family's killers before his eyes, and using his powers drawn that motherfucker, you know, to Earth too. So that's what I wish they focused more on how that weight just pressed down on his shoulders. You know what I mean? So feel free to leave your comments on tonight's episode. Let me know what you thought of it. And if you enjoyed my review on this episode, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.